Welcome to another Soccer Down Here 1v1. Time to catch up with the USL League One Defender of the Year, Conner Antley of South Georgia Tormenta. Did they give you like a plaque or a medal or something, Conner, or is it a high and hearty handshake and an email?
All I've gotten so far is a handshake and an email. I haven't received any hardware yet, but maybe something will come in the post.
Well, then let me ask you this: how'd you find out?
I found out actually through one of the girls who work in our front office. Her name's Bernadette, and I was calling her about something else that we were working on, and she ended up telling me that she had heard from the league earlier that day that I was going to be named Defender of the Year, and it was only like 2-3 days before it got announced. So I kind of kept it quiet until it got announced, and when it did, it was a pretty special day for me.
When you look back at what you did this season, I mean, how do you think you did on the pitch as a defender this year?
So I think I'm really, really hard on myself, really tough on myself. I think I had a good season. I know a lot of people who watched our games and watched us play, they would probably classify me more as like a right mid than a right back because I spent so much time high up the field. But I think I did well on both sides of the ball. I think I contributed going forward and helping our team in the attack, but I also think that I did a really good job in my defensive responsibilities. So I'd say overall it was a pretty successful year for me. I mean, I set out some goals with our head coach John before the season started, and was really happy that I was able to actually accomplish one of those goals, being Defender of the Year. So that meant a lot to me.
When you look at what the team did, I know obviously the season didn't end the way that you wanted, but
Yeah.
you had schedule compression, you had injuries, there were a lot of different things that kind of caught up with the guys. When you look back, I know that you've had time to look back at the season a little bit now with champion being crowned and all that, but when you look back at the season, what are some of your takeaways with Tormenta?
So I mean, obviously didn't end the way we wanted to. There's a lot of first-time pros. Like there was a lot of first-time pros on the team this year. And so I think for most of us, this was really new for us, whether it was the longevity of the schedule or just having to play so many games on the road and home. I mean, like our bodies, I don't think our bodies weren't used to it. I think we got to that midway point in the season, maybe like 4 or 5 months in, and our bodies began to get tired and we're used to playing these college seasons that are 3-4 months long, or maybe playing a 2.5 month PDL season. So for most of us, this was the first time that we played a long 9-month season. So I think that played a role in it, because when you have these longer professional seasons, like you have to take care of your body even more. And not to say that we didn't take care of our bodies, but you just kind of got to go that extra mile to really make sure that your body is, at its best every single day when you step out on the field, because, injuries happen a lot, and being able, like, making sure that your body is in peak performance, ready to go each day, I think is really important. But I mean, there was a lot of good things, like a lot to learn, of course, because this is a first year pro team. A lot to learn from all the way up from the owners down to the players. I think we learned a lot, and we're definitely 100% going to be better for it for next year.
So you did bonk. That was one of the things that you kind of think about in a new situation like this, is that there is that wall that you hit. And in running, they call it you hit the wall, but you bonk. And you bonked out at that particular point, and then it's just trying to figure out how to push through that and get through the remainder of the schedule.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was that, and then it was a combination. Obviously, we had some pretty key injuries happen during the season, so that was tough to lose those guys. But I mean, every single day you've got to work with the group that you've got, and you've got to work with that group and set them up to be successful on the weekend. So I think, like I said, for a lot of us, it was the longevity of the season was really new for us, and so having to like push our bodies and push these boundaries is something that most of us experience for the first time. So I think that's why for next year, when we get to that point, like we did this past year, I think we're going to realize it. We're going to know it, and we're going to know, hey, look, this is when we really got to dig in. This is really when we got to focus, and this is really when we got to get better.
What was it like? I know that you spent some time last year with the PDL team, which is now USL League 2. So you kind of got to see what it was like to be a part of Tormenta on the PDL side of things. But what was it like to see it evolve and be a part of something special from the ground up in USL League One?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Really, really, really special. I mean, we got to be at the groundbreaking for the stadium and watching all of the development that's happening around the clubhouse down here where Darren and Anitra own has been really cool. I mean, the community's been great. They've like really, really shown a lot of support for us. So being able to watch ever since like last year in the PDL season to now having the first season under its belt. And for us, like I said, there's a lot that we've learned, but I think it was overall a pretty successful season for what we've had. But it's been really special. Darren and Nitra are really, really great, and we've been enjoying watching this thing grow.
What's it been like to see the fan support for something like this from the ground up?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, as players, we get messages every single day. Like we get messages all the time from, even when we're traveling, when we're home, from the fans, and they love us down here. They really, really do. And they support us. They support us a lot, rain or shine. They're always out there. And they do a really good job of making sure that we feel special and that we feel welcome down here, because some of us are married, some of us have got, families that are moving down here to live in Statesboro. So they do a really good job of making us feel, like this is just our home, like it is.
So now that the season's over and the season 2 is going to be here before we know it.
Yeah.
What do you think you need to work on as defender of the year in USL League One? What do you think you need to work on as you come into the next season for Tormenta?
Yeah. Well, right now I have taken a few weeks and just kind of had a little bit of a break. I think rest is really important, especially after like a long season like that. So I think that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I've been getting in the gym a good bit and working out and trying to gain a little bit of my muscle mass back from what I lost this past season. But I think for me, what I really want to focus on for next year is my mental speed in the game. I really want to work on becoming a better player technically and improving my mental speed when it comes to having a plan before I get the ball and knowing what I'm going to do before I get it. I think that athletically, I think I'm okay on that side of the ball. But I want to be better. I want to be better in improving my mental speed and knowing what I'm going to do before I get the ball and having a plan and having an idea. So that's kind of what I'm going to be working on this off season. There's still a few of us still left down here in Statesboro who haven't gone home yet. So we're going to be getting together and doing some training sessions, just some light stuff to stay sharp. So that's really what I want to work on moving into the year 2.
So, when you go home and you go back to East Coweta High School and you go back to Sharpsburg and you go back and hang out down there, what's it like when you go back home and you're talking to family and friends and folks who followed you with the Indians and knew about what you were doing? What's it like to go back home and tell them stories about what you're going through as a professional?
Yeah, no, it's really great. I go home, my wife and I go home pretty often, and I see a lot of people, a lot of friends and family, obviously, from back home, and they always have tons of questions about what it's like and what's the difference between, because they know about the PDL, they want to know what's the difference between the PDL and the pro level, and, Conner, what have you done to play at this level, and what have you done to really kind of succeed at this level in your first year? And it's encouraging to see a lot of people who do from back home follow me, and follow my career and kind of my success and what I've been doing. So it's always really awesome to go back home. And my twin brother and I, we go up to the high school sometimes and we train up there, just me and him. And, some of the soccer guys who know us up there, they'll come out and they'll kick the ball with us, and they just question after question after question after question. They just want to learn. And it's, thankful that I'm able to share, my experiences with them just to help them grow and help them learn, to tell them some things that I didn't know when I was their age. And I was thinking about playing professional soccer maybe one day. So anyway, anything I can do to help, young men who are up beneath me, trying to reach the pro ranks, I'd have any conversation with them. I love that.
Have you ever switched places with your twin brother as a professional athlete? Have you ever wanted to, or you sit there and go, man, I can't get out of bed this morning, and then you send your twin brother, and your twin brother goes through drills with Mil Racy one day?
There's been a few days where it's been tough to get out of the bed where I've been thinking about giving him a phone call and get him down here to Statesboro. But I think he wouldn't last long. I think I'd give him about 10, 15 minutes before they figured out that it wasn't me. He hasn't played soccer in about a year, so he might be giving myself a bad name. So I don't know if that really work out.
Well, then Mil Racy would bang on the door of the apartment and the townhouse and sit there and go, Conner.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's exactly right. I'd have John at my front door within 20 minutes, wondering where I'm at.
Conner, congratulations on being named Defender of the Year. Figured we definitely had to catch up with you. Thanks for being a part of everything that we've done this year at SDH. Enjoy the holidays because the Season 2 of USL League One will be coming up just around the corner. Thanks for hanging out with us for a 1v1.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.